Hi, I'm Cosmo from Fishing Family UK, and I'm here with Mark Pitchers, the King of Carpiness, at the CC Moore Open Day at Fosters of Birmingham. Hi Mark, thanks for agreeing to answer a few questions.
It's my pleasure, Cosmo. Thank you.
Okay. What was your first fish?
My first fish, the first fish I ever caught was, have you heard of a bullhead? They're a little tiny fish, probably about that big, that lives under stones and little streams. And I went fishing with my dad. I mean, the water was only about that deep in the stream, and we just chucked out I think it was just a worm, and a bit of split shot on the line, and reeled it in, and then it just happened to be a little bullhead about that big on the end. That was my first ever fish.
How did you get into fishing?
You know what? I have no idea, because although my dad took me fishing that once, my dad wasn't into fishing. I didn't know anyone that was into fishing. I think I got into fishing because as a young lad, I was actually more into wildlife and that sort of thing. So I liked being outside and I liked being around water, and that sort of developed into me going fishing one day. But I can't remember. I have no idea. Actually, I'll tell you what. This is how I sort of got into fishing. I used to like catching these little bullheads under the stones with my hands, and one day I think I used either a hand or a little hand net, and one day I think I'd ripped my fishing net, and I went into the village shop to get a new net, and the guy behind the counter said, "You don't want a net, you'd be better off with something like this." He went out the back and he came back with a fishing rod and reel, and he said, "There you go, you'd be better off with one of these." And that was my first ever fishing outfit, and I think that's what got me into fishing.
What is your favourite catch ever?
Favourite catch ever? Okay. My favourite catch ever was my second 50-pounder. The first one I caught was all a bit of a blur, and so were the photographs. I have one half decent photograph. The guys that were there rushed everything. I don't remember much about it. It was all over and done with so quickly. It was at night, and I didn't really get a chance to sort of enjoy the moment. When I caught my second 50-pounder, I was in the company of some brilliant people, and it just, everything was just, it was a lot different. I got some brilliant photos, and there was some really nice memories with some great people. So I'd say my second ever 50-pounder. That was the amphibian from the Essex Manor. That for me, that really sticks out in my mind.
Who is your favourite fisherman? You can't say yourself or Harry.
That really, I wouldn't say myself, but that's a real tricky one. I'm very lucky being at Fox, and the people there are all my friends. So I suppose I could say, well, there's so many good people really. My favourite fisherman. What's like someone who I look up to the most? You mean like that?
Yeah.
Well, growing up, I would say my favourite fisherman who I looked up to was John Wilson as a boy, and then as it moved on, I looked up to Julian Cundiff, Terry Hearn, Tim Paisley, and now the people I suppose I look up to the most within fishing are the people that I work with every day. So the guys at Fox, Lewis, and I think Rob Hughes is a superb ambassador for fishing, so I look up to him. So yeah, I haven't really given you an answer there, but there's quite a few people that you could choose from.
If you could go fishing anywhere, where would you go and what would you try to catch?
Ooh. If I could go fishing anywhere, it would be somewhere that isn't known, where there's that whole mystery surrounding it. So I don't know where that place will be at the moment. Harry and I are looking at venues where we are looking to film In Pursuit of Carpiness 2, and we're looking for places that no one's really visited before, something where there's just that whole air of mystery surrounding it. So if we find it, I would say that's where I want to go. And what would I like to catch? I don't know, the unknown, I suppose.
Have you taken anyone fishing this year that hasn't been fishing before?
I have, yes. There was a boy in my daughter's class at school that was asking about going fishing. So yes, I took him fishing down my lake. He'd never been before, but he'd always wanted to try it. And we went fishing there, and he had, he'd never even cast a rod before. And within half an hour, he was casting all by himself, baiting the swim with maggots all by himself, playing, landing the fish. He did great. I think he had about 20 fish in just a few hours, roach and perch. It was brilliant, and you could see it on his face. He absolutely loved it. The excitement there, you could see, and I got such a buzz from that. And I'll have to be going fishing with him again in a few weeks. So yeah, I think he's wrote his Christmas list out to Father Christmas, and a lot of it is fishing tackle, so that's great.
How many species have you caught this year?
This year? Oh, I don't know. What have I caught? What, whilst carp fishing, or just in general? I can't think of any unusual species that I've caught. I suppose I've had roach, rudd, perch, pike, carp, tench, bream. I haven't had any catfish this year. I've been quite lucky. I've managed to avoid them this year. What else have I caught? That's it really. So however many that is. Not that many this year.
Slug or bat?
Well, slugs are my least favourite animal on the planet, and bats are my favourite. So there.
Beard or brew?
Beard or brew for carpiness. Well, I can only drink decaf brews now, which isn't very carpy, so it would have to be, for me, I try and make up by having a bit of a beard going on, because my brews are letting me down at the moment.
I've got a little joke for you.
A joke?
Yeah.
Go on.
What would you call a husband and wife that have just been fishing?
Go on.
Rod and a net.
I like it. That's really good. Yeah.
So, you're famous for the challenge videos on YouTube. Which was the toughest challenge?
It was without a doubt the most recent one we did, the left-handed challenge. Without a doubt. For me, location is the most important part of carp fishing, location. But the next most important thing is not making too much disturbance. It's casting, basically. The next most important thing is casting. So accuracy, being able to get it where you want it in as fewer casts as possible, ideally first time, second time, and also controlling the lead in the water so it doesn't make a big splash and scare everything away. Well, on that last challenge I had to do it left-handed, and I wasn't able to cast accurately, and I wasn't able to control lead, so it would make a big splash when it went in the water, and it just spooked everything, and I was getting so frustrated because I knew I was just ruining my chances before I'd even started. So that for me was by far the toughest.
I've got a challenge for you.
Yeah.
Beat a child, not punch them.
Yeah.
You choose the venue, they choose your peg and bait.
Yeah. That's a nice challenge. That is a really good challenge. I don't know if it's something we'd do under a challenge, but I like the idea of doing that as a film. I think that'd be really good. I think it'd be really good.
You have 2 days to take as many people as possible fishing that have never been fishing before, and to try and catch them their first carp. You should try and catch 10 carp for 10 people, and there must be a mixture of commons and mirrors.
That sounds cool. That sounds really cool. Well, actually, like I said, I don't know if we'd do it as a challenge, but that is something that I may be doing next year anyway. I was looking at doing like a group tutorial for youngsters who of all abilities, whether they've been carp fishing for a long time or never caught a carp before. And yeah, there's a venue I've got in mind where I'm hoping to do like a group tutorial and do exactly that in the summer holidays. So yeah, it might happen.
Thanks for your time, Mark. Stay carpy.
Thank you very much. Well done, mate.
Good boy.
Well done, you did great.
Yeah.
Like, is it Parky? Well, no, that was great. I couldn't have done something like that at your age, I don't think.
No, I couldn't.
No. Oh, you did really good.
Yeah, you like doing stuff like that, don't you?
Yeah.
And that's where it's at now, really. If anyone wanting to get into the fishing industry, it's all filming and editing, that sort of side of things. That's where it's at, really. If you can edit nice videos and things, that really, I can't. I did really well at school. I my English and whatever, I got A's for English, and it was different then. When I was 16, I was going to college to do fishery management, and when I was 16 I got offered a job working for EMAP, one of the biggest publishing companies there is.
Yeah, yeah.
I got offered a job working there as writing, and I turned it down. I was 16. It meant moving to Peterborough. I didn't have a car. I'd have to, rent a flat at 16-year-old with no transport. Didn't really want to do that, but that was all from doing really well at school, and I could write really well. But now you don't need to. You need to edit really well.
You have 2 days to take as many people as possible fishing that have never been fishing before, and to try and catch them their first carp. You should try and catch 10 carp for 10 people, and there must be a mixture.
Do you want to start again with that?
Have you taken anyone fishing this year that hasn't been fishing before?
I have, yes. Oh, sorry. That's really unprofessional, isn't it? Sorry, I've really let the side down. It's actually Lewis Porter as well, who I've just been speaking to.
You can join in the interview.
I'll send him a voicemail. Sorry, that's so unprofessional. Yes. Do you want to ask that question again? Okay.